We're going to talk a little bit about stuff beyond the productivity. And what I mean about beyond productivity, I'm going to talk about a little bit about environment, safety, and governance. It's the trendy topic nowadays. So you're going to see a little bit how autonomous technologies can benefit and influence those topics. Every time that we are deciding to implement or deploy autonomous technology, the decisions is based on majorly on those aspects: cost saving, productivity increase, better availability, fuel consumption reduction, tire wear reduction, maintenance saving. And all these aspects, it's those that are being presented to our leadership to convince them to implement an autonomous technology in our minds. But I'm feeling that we are based on the previously presentation, and was an example of that that we started to concern about other aspects that are being possible to achieve thanks to the technology. I'm talking about something that way has been ignored so far. For instance, with the environment, the companies are being trailing this path and pursuing a lot of goals regarding this, and we are experiencing at Valley less. It's a ballpark estimation, but it's at least less 7% of emissions that we are there are thanks to our saving to the fuel, and the saving will impact, of course, on the budget, but also we will impact on the environment. So since the all goals of the all great companies around the world are converted to this new and mandatory demand from the a sort of institutions, a sort of goals, and investors relationships, etc. So it's nice to have a technology that, and besides the productivity, besides the cost savings, can deliver less emissions. uh, Another thing that has been ignored so far, and at least I starting to see something touching this topic. It's safety, and the estimation that for each autonomous equipment deployed, at least less 4 people are exposed to risk. And our ongoing projects at Valley, we estimate 348 people that won't be at risk, at hazard due to exposure to operational risk. And I'm not talking about only about the operators from the trucks, operators from the drilling systems. We're talking about the guys who change the tires, and these tires are being replaced less often. So this create a larger window to change those tires, and it's a consequence to have less people exposed to those kind of risks. And doing all this math, we have like big numbers regarding the less exposure of risks and hazards. And we know that our companies, mining company in general, it's a danger place to work. And so every time we remove someone from the risk, it's a victory that we have to celebrate. um, another thing that we are achieving, it's regarding the governance, and we are creating like our factory that we it's possible because we are starting to have better patterns, steadiness, and more data from the process. Look to those holes created by an autonomous drilling system, and it's as you guys know, not all the drilling system of all our mines, even though our competitors, not only Valleys, doesn't have the autonomous system installed. So something like that is these pattern of these holes are nothing. It's not as common as we should be. So this consistency will be spread to the loading system, will lead to more productivity and less loss profile from the loading machines, etc. So we are also talking about having more data, and because usually when you automate a machine, you put a lot of sensors, a sort of ways to measure every aspect, every KPI, every variable from the process. So these all these data is has beginning to serve to something. And also using next example, the drilling autonomous drilling machines. And usually the trucks are more like sexy, right? But the drilling machines are doing a excellent job in our perspective. And these machines, for instance, are giving us information about the profile of the soil and the rocks that we are drilling. And this information will be are being re-feeding on our process and leading to less consumption of explosives, a better modeling of the our ore depot. So this data, we have a lot of ways to use them, but we are not prepared to use all those data, because that's a quantity of information that it's almost impractical to deal. And we are not, as the previous presentation well said, we doesn't have enough experienced professionals to read those data and create information about that. Just an example, the autonomous trucks generate around 32 gigabytes of information every 8 hours shift. So we are not consuming all those data yet. We don't have a system, you don't have processes, we don't have people to interpret this kind of information. But we believe that we will have, and this data will be important to improve the whole process of the mine, not only this specific talking about the truck or the drilling system. We will benefit the whole system, the whole process. Another thing that we starting to hear about is the upskilling. And as we said, we have inverted the pyramid. So in this conventional way of operating, we have a lot of people in the base conducting the equipment, and exposed to hazard and exposed to a lot of risks, a sort of risks. And when you transform the process in an autonomous process, our pyramid goes upside down. So you have fewer people here in contact with the process, and usually we increase the number of people here in the middle zone, because we start to have a lot of support systems, such telecommunications, such automation, such energy and training. It's a lot of trainings that we have to perform in order to deploy an autonomous system. So and with them, with this movement, we have increase of the average of the salary of the workers, and we have also an increasement for the specialized knowledge. So we create a team that is more valuable in order in aspects of knowledge, in order to to create a more healthy workspace in terms of that people usually can work in their homes, can work away from the hazard from the mines. and and another example of that, it's our integrated operational control, that creates this convergence with our new normal. Everyone is struggling with the COVID issues, and with autonomous and teleoperation equipment, we have remote operations, we have hubs in the cities. These prevent that people go in buses or planes to reach the mines that usually are far from our big cities. It's a statement that I can assure for most part of the world. And we have like kind of COVID-proof operations because we can do it from our homes. We can do it with lesser transportation, and so it's something that it's usually not available when you are trying when we are measuring the benefits from the autonomous deployment. But nowadays it's starting to be a very important aspect. We have some operations that uh, that was very benefited by the autonomous operation nowadays. Not different from another industry. Valley has suffered a lot with COVID effects, and thanks to the autonomous operations from drilling out system and out trucks, haulage trucks, we have in those operations a much lesser impact from this pandemic. That's a fact. Well, what is next? First of all, spread the word. We need more people talking about those aspects. We need people putting on the design of the business cases those aspects of safety, environment, and governance, and to achieve this in a more better way. We are planning and now are making an invite to everyone to want to join. We collaborators wanted. I intend to create a methodology to quantify the benefit of removing a person from hazard area in order to support projects that has this objective, such a carbon credit for removing people from danger. We are I'm thinking to conduct like a very collaborative study regard this aspect, and I'm uh, waiting for collaborators to join. And we're thinking about the writing article, writing some document, and it would be very nice if more people from a lot of areas, multidisciplinary areas, collaborate on that. Well, it was very quick. I'm open to questions, and this my contacts if anyone are interested in the purpose that I made previously. And we are planning to start to look into these issues with more careful, and hopefully with help of everyone. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gabriel, for today's presentation. We actually have a question here from Adriano. Vail had measured how many Vail had measured how many percent was reached on loading productivity because the use of autonomous drilling.
Yes, thank you, Adriano, for the question. We have measured. We are expecting this improvement already, but we haven't measured until last year when we had a huge sample to measure this aspect, and we experienced something between 2 and 3% of improvement on the loading time. It seems little, but these are huge when you're talking about productivity of our loadings. We have like a sort of technology that are trying to improve this aspect from the mining process, and having those 2 or 3% just having a better blast, it's something that we have to put on the business case in favor of autonomous drilling system.